Welcome guys to my YouTube channel, and so far so good guys. I want to say thank you for the far we've gone. Now today I'm taking you around Ngina waterfront, Ngina Drive, which is currently called Ngina waterfront. You see with the kind of refurbishment that was done. Now it has a new name called Ngina Water Drive. Now let me tell you a story about Ngina Water Drive. There are two sites in Mombasa that undoubtedly receives hundreds of thousands of local and international tourists every year. Jomo Kenyatta Public Beach, which is Ngina Waterfront Park, which is coincidentally are named after the first president and his wife respectively, are now the talk of town in the coastal city of Mombasa. The national government has allocated a whopping 660 million to regenerate. Actually, it was allocated some time ago to regenerate the two sites to international standards and attract more tourists to the region. You remember Mombasa is along the coastline. That's the coastline for the country of Kenya. So you realize it is connecting so many places around other nations which are attached to, like Somalia, like Tanzania. So it is along the coastline. So it is good at anchoring of big ships that come from other countries outside, from the Western world. So Ngina Drive, Ngina Waterfront Park, which has benefited from the big chunk of 460 million, owes the rich history of Mombasa town, and that dates back to the 15th century. You can imagine it's that old. Among the features, the project aims to establish the leisure walks, souvenir shopping, entertainment. As you will see around, as we walk around, as we ride around, you realize there are those facilities there: entertainment, sporting and other leisure activities, foods and beverages, and relaxation. You will find people there relaxing, having their own time together. People are making love there, proposing, not in terms of sex love, but they are proposing, they are showing how caring they are to one another. This is the best place to bring a couple to come and enjoy. If you have differences, this is the best place you can always bring your partner to come and at least have some breeze from the ocean. And this can also act as a reconciliation site. If you have differences, you can always come and reconcile with your partner, and for sure you'll feel good. Observing the ocean as you do, you sort out your differences. It's one amazing experience. It will also include Little Theatre, a cultural heritage center, to provide a platform for exhibition of the coast's diverse cultural practices and foster heritage. While many people know more about Jomo Kenyatta Public Beach because of the luxury hotels nearby, Ngina has remained a sleeping giant. The 26-acre land is also famed for being a place where tourists, both local and international, can relax and watch the world-class ships passing by as they arrive and leave the port of Mombasa. Little historical information is available for this area that lies magnificently facing the Likoni cruising channel. As you realize, you will also see the ships, the ferry closing. So it's facing along that the Likoni cruising channel, and as Kenya's oldest golf course, the Mombasa Golf Club. Last month, January 7, President Uhuru Kenyatta led a high-profile delegation in commissioning the 460 million regeneration of the Ngina Waterfront Park. Present were opposition leader Raila Odinga, Mombasa Governor Hassan Joho, several cabinet secretaries and Mombasa leaders. It was during this event that Joho spilled the beans that part of the park has been grabbed, urging the president to intervene. So you realize it's a very nice place that should not be interfered by intruders who want to grab it. So, Mr. President, we still have a challenge with this area. Some 2 parcels of land have been grabbed from the area, Joho said. So guys, keep following and understand a little history about that. Tourist CS Najib Barala said he was forced to unceremoniously quit a mayor of the defunct Mombasa Council some 20 years ago because of the grabbing of Mama Ngina Park. I have to leave office because I could not stand seeing public land being taken away, he said. The CS said Mama Ngina owns the rich history of Mombasa and should thus be preserved in its entirety. This area belongs to the native wa Kilindini, and the Likoni channel, which is also known as the Kilindini channel, got its name from the native wa Kilindini, Balala said. The National Museums of Kenya, who are the custodians of Kenya archaeological and heritage sites, gazetted the Mama Ngina Waterfront Park in 2005 to preserve it. Battle for Mombasa. According to information at the NMK, Mama Ngina Waterfront Park is as old as Fort Jesus. The fight for Mombasa Island in Vita is believed to have taken place on this site before the natives of Kilindini moved to northwards to Old Town and the Majengo area. The Battle of Mombasa was between the Portuguese and the natives, who are opposing this foreign invasion by the white people. The Arabs had already set base in the coastal town of Mombasa by then and were ruling this island. They led the locals against the Portuguese invasion. The Portuguese were against the slave trade that was being done by the Arabs. I will show you that in the other video for Jesus. It is believed that the Wakilindini might have been driven out by the Portuguese in the 15th century, supported by the presence of St. Joseph fortress, a nameless fortress, a Portuguese redoubt at the Mama Ngina site. Reads part of the report from NMK. Hundreds of thousands of the Swahili natives or Kilindini lost their lives on these grounds of Mama Ngina when they were bombarded by Portuguese from their canoes in the ships. Some Swahili natives have still called Mama Ngina site Mizumule, a place of spirits, ghosts, and because of the lives lost on that site and the presence of the many baobab trees. Forgotten history. The NLC chairman, Mr. Muhammad Swazuri, says Mama Ngina Waterfront Park is a classic example of the forgotten history. On the farthest end of Mama Ngina Waterfront Park, the area behind the coastal police headquarters, lies the untold story of Mombasa Island, Swazuri explained. He says ruins of the church, St. John's ACK, believed to be the first one in Mombasa built by the Portuguese, are still standing on a cliff at the Mama Ngina Waterfront behind the police headquarters. Next to these ruins, Swazuri explains a fortress named St. Joseph and another unnamed Portuguese redoubt still stand after 4 centuries. We have underground tunnels and caves on this cliff at Mama Ngina that were first used by Arabs during the slave period as holding ground before the slaves were sold abroad, Swazuri says. Later on, after the Portuguese invasion, these tunnels were turned to underground bunkers, whereby the Portuguese used to hide hide and stage attacks on the Arabs and the natives. The tunnels are now being used as shrines and some as hiding place for criminals. This old St. Joseph fort at Ngina was later what? Was later abandoned before the Portuguese set a new base near the old town. This is after they built for Jesus between 1593 and 1596 to the designs of Giovanni Battista Cailati to protect the old port. So guys, you realize this is a very nice place, and there is so much rich history about this. So let's see what is happening around. Guys, you can see the street there. They are so beautiful and people are enjoying themselves. Just a short distance from Mombasa Golf Club is the Mombasa State House, which was built in 1879 as the government house, some 8 years before the construction of Nairobi State House 1907. Around this area also stands the lighthouse, which was used for ship navigation by Portuguese Baraki Pillar behind Nakumatt Likoni. The baobab, you are not likely to see that one, but it is there, believed to be over 400 years old. In the 1970s, Swazuri said the Kenyan government issued a directive to preserve the Mama Ngina waterfront park. However, between 1985 and 2012, there was scramble to divide the land. There was scramble to divide the 26 acres land to tycoons keen to keep up hotels and other businesses. According to the NLC, some 13 private companies and individuals subdivided 20 of the 26 acres among themselves. We now have only 6 acres left for the public land. The good thing is that the subdivision of Mama Ngina Park is only on paper. A big chunk of the land is still open to the public. Only 2.3 acres have been fenced, so Azuli says. He also says 2 fenced plots are identified. So we are giving notice to the title holders. So you see, guys, these people must return the land that belongs to the people of Kenya, because that's how it should be. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed the time together, and please subscribe to this channel to support this hustle. I'll be the next video will be covering for Jesus. So guys, enjoy, and you'll see much about for Jesus. Enjoy, and thank you so much for your time. God bless you. God bless you so much for your time, and please take care. The corona is real. Please take care of yourselves, guys.